Good evening, guys. Hope everybody's keeping well and enjoying their Boxing Day and have had a good Christmas. Um, Back for a match review. Nottingham Forest 1, Tottenham nil. Very dull game from a Spurs perspective. We all knew what we were up against today. Nottingham Forest are doing really well this season, fourth in the league. Nuno's doing a great job. Spurs are not in a good moment. Very inconsistent. Let's come off that thrashing last weekend to Liverpool. And look, they made a few changes to start the game. Spence went to right back, which was good to see. Bentancur came back in the team. No Maddison today. Kulusevski with Solanke, San and Johnson in the team and Sarr in midfield. And then the two centre-backs in Gray and Radu and Forrester in goal. Look, we started the game okay, I thought, trying to take the game to Forest. But we found it really difficult to really create any clear-cut chances. Johnson did have a shot, which was saved. And then we got done on the counter-attack. And another issue with our high line. You saw our defence pushed up at the halfway line. Morgan Gibbs-White picked the ball up in midfield and played a through ball into Alanga. And look, Doggy just couldn't get back. He was just too far up front. Past the halfway line, it was hard for him to get back, and he just got done with pace. Good counter-striking goal, 1-0. Johnson did have a chance, another shot, which was well saved from the keeper, but really, really, really struggling to kind of create anything clear-cut in that game. It was a tough game, very tough, and second half came along. Forest pushed for another goal, they had a few half chances. Ball went into the box a few times, bit of panic, but we managed to get rid of it. Look, we tried to push on. We had so much possession. We'll go through the stats in a minute. But Nottingham Forest held strong, very, very defensive display from them. And they had a game plan against Spurs. They're so organised and always looking to get us on the counter attack. We huffed and puffed, really struggled to create anything clear cut. Our wing play was very poor, like Son and Johnson. They really, really struggle to take on their fullback. Weren't enough crosses going in the box to Solanke. Solanke had a really poor game. Kulusevski was just running into trouble. A couple of changes in that second half. We saw Bergvall come on and Maddison. They were unable to create anything either. And Nottingham Forest just dug in there and held on for a 1-0. There was a late sending off with Spence. Second yellow card late into injury time. And yeah, it's just a very disappointing day. But I'm not surprised with this defeat. I did predict that we would lose. We're up against a form team. We're not in a good moment, Spurs, at the moment. And it just really shows you that when we do come against organised teams, organised defences, that we do lack the quality to break them down. Nuno had a game plan, and we've really failed to really, even though the possession was high, we just struggled, huffed and puffed, as I said. And it looked like one of those games where we were never going to score. So let's go over some stats. So if we look at the possession, Nottingham Forest had 29.6 possession. Spurs had 70.4. Total shots, Nottingham Forest had 10. We had 13. 3 on target for Nottingham Forest. We had 4. Shots off target, 5 for Nottingham Forest. We had 4. Block shots, Nottingham Forest had 2, Spurs had 5 block shots. The tackles is quite an interesting one. It just really shows you how defensively strong Nottingham Forest were. They had 22 tackles to our 10. Nottingham Forest won 13 tackles to our 3. And just the game, if you look at the stats, not a lot in it, but we had all the possession, but without any kind of end product. And this was how the game was going to go. In my opinion, I thought it would be Nuno sitting in there, getting his team to sit in there. They've got some very, very well organised Nottingham Forest, and we just didn't have any answer in the attacking sense. And then again, we get caught with the high line counter-attack goal from Forest, which they've been doing a lot to our teams this season. There's a bit of concerning around the players and the defensive players for the next game. Spence is obviously going to be missing now. Redu went off injured late on. Basuma had to come on. No Davis possibly back. No Romero, no VDV. And then none of them are going to be available for Wolves. So I don't know what that defensive back line will look like. With so many drop points this season, we've only taken 2 points from the likes of Leicester, Brighton, Palace, Ipswich, Fulham, Bournemouth and now Forest. That's 6 defeats in 10, and now we're 11 points behind Nottingham Forest. Yeah, not good, not good stats. For me, Ange he continues to be under massive pressure. That's now our ninth defeat this season in the league. We possibly could drop down to 14th in the league if other results go against us, the teams around us. It's not good enough from Spurs. It really not. I mean, this point last season we were like fourth, and now we could be, I don't know what position exactly we're in the league now, but we were 11th at the start of play, and possibly going to drop lower than that. I just don't understand how we can be doing so much worse than other teams around us. Like I said, Fulham, fantastic result today against Chelsea, to Stamford Bridge and won. Bournemouth are above us, Forest, Brighton. None of those teams have better squads than us. Maybe they've got better managers than us, and that's maybe probably why they're doing better. It's not good enough. Another defeat. Where do we go from here? Wolves at home in a few days. And surely the board are going to be really thinking about, is Ange the right man? I've had enough of Ange myself, and he's just not helping this team. Today was a game where we knew what to expect. We should have kind of sat in a little bit, trying to encourage Forest to come on to us, and not just being so open at the back again. Because Nottingham Forest, even if we'd got a point today, would have been a good point against an informed Nottingham Forest team, but we couldn't even do that. So just to end it, another disappointing